Hello there, and welcome back. So glad to see that you're back for another round. So last time I went through a very basic reasoning as to why I'm doing this and went over some of the basic suggestions for tools and folder structure. Today, we're going to go over the very basic structure of an HTML document, what you absolutely have to have in order to make it function. So we're going to go over the essential tags in this video. Well, okay, you can make an HTML document without some of these tags and only including others, but it can cause issues down the line, especially for people using older browsers, so it's really just best practice to include these tags in any HTML document you're writing. If you don't know, an HTML tag is structured like this. You have the less than symbol, followed by the name of the tag, which is usually an abbreviation of whatever the name of the tag is. Then the greater symbol after that. That's the open tag. After that, you have whatever content you want displayed or affected by the tag. Then you repeat the tag again, but with a slash between the less than and the start of the tag name. That will close the tag. Almost every element in an HTML document is structured like this. There are certain tags that won't have closers, but I will be sure to note those as we go over them. You can also put other HTML tags within other tags in order to apply multiple effects to the content that you write at once. Again, we'll get into it when we start talking about tags specifically. So with all that in mind, let's start talking about the tags that you need. First, and most importantly, is the HTML tag itself. This needs to envelop the entire document. Otherwise, the document won't even display properly. Put the HTML tag at the top and then /HTML at the very bottom. Next, between that, are a few other tags that you need to put out. First is the head tag. This will live at the very top of your document, and none of the content within it will display on the page. The head tag is mostly used for entering metadata, stuff that regular viewers won't see, but will be picked up by search engines, compatibility with certain web browsers, add tags and descriptions and a title to your web page, you know, that sort of stuff. We'll go over what actually gets put into the head tag to pull all of this stuff off in a different video. Except for this one. You need to include the title tag nested within the head tag, as every page has to have a title associated with it. You don't have to put any content in it, but it does need to exist. Next, below the closed head tag, you'll want to put the body tag. This is the one in which all of the visible content for your web page is going to live. Every paragraph, link, title, button, and image is going to be put there. Again, we'll be covering that in separate videos. Several separate videos, in fact. A majority of the videos on this topic are probably going to be on all the stuff that can go in the body tag, come to think of it. Anyway, at this point, your really basic HTML document should look something like this. An HTML tag at the top and bottom, with an open and closed head tag, and an open and closed body tag below that, and an open and closed title tag in between the two head tags. And that's basically it. These three major tags are integral to the structure of an HTML document because they first establish it as an HTML document, 2, establish where all of the important metadata is kept, and 3, keep all of the viewable content enclosed in its own little playground, where it can be further arranged and separated from the invisible data kept in the head tag. So long as you have the HTML, head, title, and body tag in a document, you basically have the very, very basic skeleton for every document going forward. I'd recommend saving this to be used later so that you don't have to type this out every time you want to do a new document. Actually, that sounds like a good time to introduce another handy time-saving feature of most word processors made to write out code, like, again, VS Code and Codium. If you can't tell, I use VS Codium, and I love it. They have an autocomplete feature for most basic tags and terms in a lot of different programming languages. While again, HTML isn't strictly a coding language, it is still close enough to one that these programs have an autocomplete feature that will make you a new HTML document in just a couple of button presses. Since I use Codium, here's the shortcut for that. In a new blank document, type an exclamation mark and hit enter. That's it. That's all you have to do. It will automatically create all the basics you need for the HTML document and even enter in some very common basic settings for metadata, which you can change if you really want to, and we'll go over the meta tag in detail next time. For now, though, that's all you need for the basic structure of your HTML document. Congrats! You have the very basics of a web page now. Now it's time to actually fill it up with stuff. And we'll start with the stuff that no one is ever gonna see. Keep circulating the links, friends, and I'll see you all next time.